Hi, if you've gotten this far, you've probably watched all the frequently asked questions stuff, which is good, but we're behind the scenes here at the firm because we want to give you the real inside scoop. These are the should ask questions. These are the questions that even our savviest clients don't know to ask. But we know as lawyers that focus our practice on trusted estates planning and do a lot of work for sophisticated families, the stuff that you don't know to ask, and that's what we're going to do right now. One of the questions that we know that families should ask but don't is how do we make sure that we transmit the information that the next generation needs to be successful and to avoid disputes? What do I mean by this? Well, one of the things that we frequently encourage our clients to do is to have a family meeting. Now, that doesn't mean you have to reveal everything, but if you have a family business, if you have a second home, if you have closely held assets or very sophisticated kinds of assets, it's often important that you spell out to children what they have to do when you're no longer there or available to give them guidance. It's often important if one child uses a vacation home and another might not, to flesh those issues out. It's also important sometimes to discuss why you've selected one child as an executor rather than another, or why you've chosen a neutral third party rather than the 7 children that you have. Sometimes by confronting these issues up front, we lay a foundation so that we're not likely to have a will contest. And it might even be important to impart information that you've never shared. My children are now young adults, but there's still information about business. There's still information about personal relationships that I haven't told them. So what have I done? Well, 1, we periodically have family meetings, and 2, I've done a memo that tells them, here are the advisors. Here's how you solve disputes between or among yourselves over various types of personal effects you might want if something happens to your mother and I. Here is the information that you need to know. Here's where the safe deposit box is. We give them instruction about a range of topics that will prevent confusion, which will provide for smooth administration. When they hear from us that we don't want them to fight, they're much less likely to fight. And if we've included a no contest clause and tell them that if they fight about it, that they're going to lose their inheritance and maybe their children lose their inheritance too, that's powerful. But be careful. Talk about these issues in detail. There's no one right answer and there's no one right way to do it. The trick is to find an advisor that's handled these family meetings before, that's helped people with family memos before, that knows and understands what your needs are and gives you information that's customized to you. That's a big difference between people doing basic estate planning and people doing sophisticated estate planning set up especially for them and their family's needs. Thank you. If you liked that video, if you enjoyed it, if you found value in it, if it gave you information you didn't know about before, then you're going to want to see the other videos. We have some of the most frequently asked questions that clients ask lawyers on the topic of sophisticated estate planning and estate planning for families that have family-owned businesses and family-owned vacation homes. If you'd like a lot more, including the questions that you should be asking and maybe don't even know to ask, but that we as lawyers know you should be asking, then just sign up, click on the link below, and we're going to send you a ton more videos, frequently asked questions that you need to know the answers to succeed as a family in your sophisticated estate planning, and maybe more importantly, the should ask questions, the questions you don't even know that you should be asking. Thanks again. Click on that link and enjoy.